Hello, welcome to our user guide video on how to manage your new store. In this video, we are going to talk about how to manage your store from the admin area. Okay, so once your store has been set up on your server and your store details delivered to you, look for the admin or backend URL and enter it in the address bar of your browser and hit the enter key on your computer, and you have something like this. And then you need to enter the username supplied to you, okay, and then the password. Then click on the login button here. Okay, now this is the dashboard. This is normally the page you will see once you log into your store backend. And if you want to view your store front end, click on this home icon, then click on your store name. Okay, and this is your store front end, and this is most likely how it will look like. And then let's go back to the back end. You can toggle the sidebar by clicking on this button over here. Okay, and when the sidebar is minimized like this, you can hover over the icon to see the menu under it. Okay, so in this video, we are going to look at some of the functions in this admin interface. Okay, so let's get started. This is dashboard, the page we are looking at. This is where you see a brief information about your store. Okay, so here you see the latest orders and recent activities. Okay. All right, so under catalog, you see categories where you can view and manage your store categories. And under products, you see all the products in your store. You can also add and manage your products from this products here. Then recurring profiles. This is where you can create subscription payment if you are going to run subscription payment, but this works well with PayPal if you are going to be using PayPal. Okay, so this is where you define a subscription payment for your products. So this is where you can create the recurring profile that you can associate with your product when you are creating a new product. Okay, so filters, attributes and options, and manufacturers, downloads. We'll discuss all these ones later on in subsequent video. And under review, this is where you see customers review, and where you can view and manage the review that customers give to your products. Okay, then under information, this is where you can add and manage your store information pages. For example, your About Us page. Okay, so under extension, you have the extension installer, and then you have the extensions. This is where you can manage your store extensions. You have different extensions here. You have a capture payment plugins and shipping plugins and modules. We'll talk about some of these later in subsequent videos. Okay, then under design, you have layouts. We'll talk about this later in subsequent video. Then here you have banners. We'll talk about this too. This controls the banners in your store. And under sales, this is where you can view and manage your store orders and recurring orders. This is where you can view and manage your store recurring orders. Then returns. Under returns, this is where you can create click the add new button to create a return profile. Okay, and then under gift vouchers, this is where you can add create new gift voucher and equally send gift voucher to their recipients. And this is where you can also create and edit gift voucher themes. Okay, and under customers, you have the list of customers in your store. Okay, then under customer groups, you can create different customer groups and assign your customers to them. Then under custom fields is where you create custom fields. For example, if you want to have an additional field in the checkout address, maybe you want to have additional field for phone number, you can create it here. Okay, and under newsletter, this is where you send a newsletter to different groups in your store. This is an add-on, and we'll talk about this in a subsequent video, so watch out for it. Then under marketing, you have marketing here. This is where you can create and track your marketing campaign. So you can add a marketing campaign, get the code and use it to promote your product, maybe on Facebook or Google, and you can track the result here. And under affiliates, you can equally see the affiliates in your store. You can manage your affiliates even from this area. Then coupons, you can create and manage your store coupons. Maybe you want to give coupons for a product or a category. It depends on what you want to do. You can equally create new coupons from this. Then under mail, you can send mails to different groups that exist in your store. To all customers, you can send mails to them, to affiliates, to customer group. Okay, so under systems settings, here you can edit the settings, some certain parameters of your store. And under users, here you can create different users for your store who have access to this store backend. Okay, for example, if you want to change the default username supplied to you, you click on the edit button here, and from this end you can change the username and of course change your password as well. Under this input field, you put your new password, and after you click on the save button to save. Okay, you can equally click on the add new button here to add new users to your store who have access to your store backend. And then under user groups, you can create different user groups with different permission and assign users to them. User group allow you to limit the access that users have to your store backend. Okay, we'll talk about this in more details in subsequent video. And under localization, you can see your store location. You can hear languages where you can edit your store languages, and currencies where you can add and manage your store currencies. And under stock statuses, you can manage your stock statuses. And under other statuses, you can manage your other statuses. Then returns, you can manage your returns return statuses and actions and the rest of them. Then under countries, you can manage your countries, zones, geozones, taxes, length, classes, weight classes, Okay, then under tools, under backup and restore, this is very important. You should pay attention to this. This is where you can back up your store database. Okay, you click on the export button to back up your store database. This should be done routinely to be on a safe side in case of eventuality and you lose your store database. You can equally recover from this backup you have made. So it's always advisable to back up your store database periodically to be on a safe side. So under error logs, this is where you can view your store error logs and see what's happening and what is giving error to your store. Okay, then under reports, you see sales. Here you can see different reports, order stocks and shipping and the rest of them. Then under products, you can see the products that customers are viewing, and under purchased, you can see products that customers are purchasing. Okay, then under customers, you can see customers online and the rest of them, the orders they are placing, and the other reports that you need to view. Okay, so under marketing, here you can see how your marketing campaign is faring, and under affiliates, you can see what your affiliates have earned so far and how you can pay them. Okay, then under affiliates activities, you can monitor the activities of your affiliates. Okay, so this is basically all about your store backend, and we'll be talking about some of the functions in the subsequent video. See you in the next video.